All right. Hey, Mike.
Hello, Justin. Hello, everybody. Looks like we got a couple of people showing up. How you doing tonight there, Justin?
I'm doing good. I think I just realized I got the date wrong. I thought today was the 17th.
No, it's the 18th. It's the 18th. If you look underneath, it says you did say Friday, so that's good enough. We're still finding our way through this. We're gonna get this down soon.
Yep. We got it. Here. I'm going to change it up. There we go. Did it change on your side?
Yep.
I like your microphone.
Thanks. I like our new. We're using Streamlabs today. Hi, Jasmine. I see you there. Hello, Sean. Hello, Jaden. Thank you guys for joining us. We haven't gone live and it's been
over a month. I think the last one was November 13th.
Oh man, that feels. We won't go that long again. Hey Ed, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so either way, we've been wanting to go live, but we've been doing a lot of other stuff on the backside of Kings of Horror, trying to get some things going. As you guys have seen, we've been getting some new movies. Hello, Sapphire. Hello, Grassman. Hello, El Capo.
Sean?
Yeah, we've been getting some new movies, so you'll see those coming. We just got a bunch of new films from Terror Tuesdays, so Terror Tuesdays is back. I think we're good to go for like 3 or 4 months on those. We're also, what else we got going
on? Well, trying to do more live stuff. Definitely Terror Tuesdays. Man, I'm blanking out here.
Well, we're working on some like original content. We doing some YouTube style videos, some cut downs. So you'll see those coming up at the first of the year. We're also working on getting some more short films and I don't know, a lot of exciting stuff. So once we get through the holiday season and New Year's, we'll have a lot more stuff for you, and we will be coming live a lot more often.
2020 is almost to an end.
It is almost to an end.
New beginnings.
Yes.
For everyone.
I feel like the last couple of weeks have been a more positive 2020. I hope that stays the same, and we end up. Ghostbuster Bear says, Poopy Face. Hi, Poopy Face. Thanks for joining us. I see Cara Cheever. Hello. Bill Hepner. Hello. Says, hi, hey, Mike, and hey, Justin. Sapphire. Hello from England. Thanks for joining us from England. Thank you, guys. And Ghostbuster Bear now says 2021. Yeah, we love scary movies, too. And like I said, we've been trying to put a lot more. We got a lot more independent films coming back, which is kind of our roots for Kings of Horror. We started with independent films, kind of grew the channel, and then we've been getting some larger budget stuff. But we're just going to keep bringing it all to you, and so there'll be a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, we've been launching new movies the past week and a half now, about a week, launching some new films up on the channel, and that's been fun. I think like that definitely is the grassroots to what you guys love is the movies, and that's like why we're all here.
Yeah.
We do want to start doing some other things, so if you guys want us to do anything, we got a couple little new segments, shows, whatever you want to call them, coming out kind of soon. We've already made. We just gotta wait to show them, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, hang with us and during like stuff like this and some of the other stuff. So. We promise we'll always get you guys movies, and that's kind of the bread and butter of what we do.
So. Yes, that's what we'll keep doing, and we do want to keep expanding we're working on a new logo there. I think if you can see it at the horror logo in there with the crown, a little more simple. I don't know. Tell us what you guys think. If you think it's terrible, if you think it's terrible, I didn't do it. If it's really good, I might have done it. Jasmine says she missed us. We missed you too, Jasmine. We're glad to be back, and like I said, we will be doing this a lot more. Dawn, yeah, so I think we spoke a little bit the other day. You'd said that you'd missed a few of the Terror Tuesdays. I've actually missed a couple too. Justin's been manning them by himself, just on dad
we had
duty.
2 down weeks or 1 down week?
We had 1 down week, yeah, when we were getting our new batch of films in. But
yeah, and all the Terror Tuesdays, thanks to Joe Dane from Terror Films for collaborating with us and getting us some awesome stuff.
Yeah, Joe does a great job, and he really hooks us up with some cool films and some cool filmmakers, and we like that. So
yeah, thanks,
Jasmine. I'm glad you like it. What else we got here? Sapphire says we're the best. Thank you, Sapphire. You're the best.
So real fast, guys, you guys have been our quality control, our QC for our programs and stuff. How we sounding tonight? Let us know if there's any technical difficulties. You know, when we started doing this a couple months ago, it's been a slow increase in quality, I should say. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah,
we're sounding good
we're trying
or
to
sounding
iron
bad.
out the bugs. I think we're getting closer. Someone said Pumpkinhead is my favorite movie. I love Pumpkinhead. Saki Tiki. I love Pumpkinhead.
Sean Bailey said Justin looks like Murph from Practical Jokers. I've got that. I got that one time, like this past year. Someone said, "You look like the guy from Practical Jokers." That's funny. I get a lot of. I also get like the guy from Lincoln Park. The heck's the guy's name?
The guy from Lincoln Park.
Yeah, one of the guys.
I think that's
Mike Shinoda. Yeah, I used to always get Mike Shinoda also.
Yeah, I used to.
Christine says we sound good. That's great.
Thank you, Christine. What's Don say? I still want to put a shout out to get a Kings of Horror hoodie. I'm loving wearing the 2 I got. Thank you so much, Don, for buying those hoodies, and we love that you like them. And absolutely, thank you, because you've supported us quite a bit with those hoodies, and I think you got the coffee cup, and I think maybe even a couple other things. So thanks, we do appreciate that. What else we got? Oh, we were talking about some other stuff we're going to be doing. Coming up in the first of the year, we did one live show. Which I know some of you guys were there. What was with Mark Miller from MM Miller Frights. We're putting together a little podcast, live video cast type thing that we'll be doing from time to time too with him, talking about movie franchises and going over some of our favorite horror films. So keep an eye out for that. He kind of brings a little bit more of the expertise and knowledge of the history of a lot of things. I think I have a little bit of the fan background. Justin's going to kind of weigh in from the...
Yeah, kind of the filmmaker, film school, snobby film school student side.
Yeah, we want to have some fun with it and try and, put together something cool. So.
Yeah, no, definitely Mark, off that last chat we had with Mark Miller, it was definitely fun, and I think there's something there to build on. So if you like watching the films, come and watch us talk about the films. And we do definitely bring a lot of different stuff to it. And, we'll listen to you guys, and, if there's any movie you guys want us to talk about, we're open to that.
Yeah, I think once we get the podcast going, we have the initial... I know that we're going to start off with, we want to do like the kind of go through all the Friday the 13th films, which I'm excited to do because I've seen them all. Some of them I've seen recently, some of them I haven't seen in a very long time, so I'm excited to kind of watch them, talk about them. But then it would be cool once we do that to kind of reach out and ask, folks, what movie should we do next, and get your, input, and then we can kind of all watch together and then come back and we'll all chat about it. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So looping back into movies, not that we're stepped away, but it's 1 week, Christmas.
1 week till Christmas. Very excited.
Christmas horror movies. Mike, what's your favorite Christmas horror movie?
Man, my favorite Christmas horror movie. I want to say yours because I know what you're gonna say, but I won't.
No, you can say it.
No, well, I mean, and it's not traditional horror. It's you say it. I don't want to steal your thunder because I think we chatted about it a little bit.
Yeah. So when I think of Christmas horror, I think of Gremlins, like that just classic. Like that's the whole opening scene, the Christmas feel. That's kind of my Christmas horror film. And one thing I was gonna say, and before I forget, is that I was thinking about like some of the Christmas classics that aren't considered horror films, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman. I know those are like family Christmas films, but Frosty at the end melts.
Yeah, there's some creepy kind
like
of
he's gone. And Santa Claus is Coming to Town, that whole movie's a little dark, has like a little dark side to it. So I think those also fall on the spectrum of kind of creepy.
Black Christmas is awesome. Chad Camphouse mentioned Black Christmas. Yeah, that one's a great one.
Krampus, Jasmine said.
Yeah, I love Krampus. Actually, I need to rewatch Krampus. Saw it in the theaters, and I love that movie. It's so much fun, and also it has that charm of being like kind of funny, real, like it's got great actors and characters and whatnot, but then it's pretty depressing and dark and good in the horror, on the horror side of it. And it's go back to what you're talking about with Gremlins. Gremlins is like, it's like when you don't watch Gremlins for a little while, you have that memory of like Gizmo, like you remember kind of like the fun and the fluff of Gremlins.
The magic of it. The opening scenes had so much magic to them.
Yeah, it's such a fun, and because it transcends horror. It's probably not meant to be that much of a horror movie, but there's like some scary. There's some horror. There's a lot of horror to it. It really is. Like it's a fun. It was a fun introduction as a kid to get to watch that, not feel, I guess, as guilty as that you're watching a horror film you shouldn't be watching.
Yeah.
But like, I still think of the scene with the old lady on the stairs. When they turn the thing up and shoot her out the.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, that's. I need to rewatch Gremlins.
I got it on Blu-ray. I got the Steelbook Blu-ray. No, it wasn't a Steelbook. It was a cool little special edition Blu-ray a few years back. So yeah, I think we're gonna watch some Christmas movies this weekend. And
another one that I haven't watched in a while, but I also love a lot, is Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that one. And that's.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little while for me too. And I think
I watched that last year. I think maybe.
Oh, it's been a few more years for me, I think. Someone says Jason Voorhees' mom is scarier than Jason. She's a pretty scary lady. I mean, she kind of kicked it all off. I wonder if Jason Voorhees' mom would not have killed all those kids in the original Friday the 13th and then therefore got herself killed. I wonder if Jason would have ever showed up. Like, do you think that if Pamela would have just, went on about her business and not killed all the kids at Camp Crystal Lake, and not got her, decapitated, would Jason have ever showed up?
I think Jason would have showed up. I think it was just a coincidence that he showed up right after his, he might have come out and killed somebody. It might have been a few years.
Well, it was already a few years. Already quite a few years. So I never thought about that before, but now I'm wondering, like, maybe if she wouldn't have gotten herself, was it the decapitation that made Jason come back?
He was just angry. The thing is, though, and this sounds kind of dark, but it's like, you think he'd be happy? He's like, oh, now she's here with me.
Yeah. I don't. But
he never fully left. He never fully left. So he was like, yeah, you really screwed it up.
Yeah.
So
what else we got going on here in the comments section? Someone asked for us to post the thing for the hoodies. Right below the video here, there's the they call it the merch dashboard. Let me see if I can get that posted. But I will throw it up there. And that's just like all of our merchandise, T-shirts. We have some hoodies. We still have some merchandise, or some designs up. Actually, I'm wearing one from the Sin City Horror Fest that a lot of you guys joined us for, which is cool. Dawn says her daughter had a Gizmo stuffed animal when she was little. Yeah, I think I had a couple too. I actually have a couple Gremlins action figures over there too that are really cool. And speaking of action figures, I know Justin, we were kind of doing this today because Justin's been wanting to do his unboxing for Tourist Trap that he bought, and he's been waiting patiently.
Yeah, it's been a while since I got this Tourist Trap.
It's been sitting on our shelf here in the office.
I think it was the first week. I think I ordered it before I started working here. Got it the first week I started working here and said I want to do a Tourist Trap unboxing. So I don't know if you guys know, Tourist Trap is directed by a guy named David Schmoller. David Schmoller became a film professor here at UNLV in Vegas. And one of his students happened to be me. And I actually, when I was growing up, I actually definitely watched Tourist Trap, but probably less than 5 times. And it was in the 80s, super young. Puppet Master was actually one of his other films, was one I watched on a regular basis. I watched Puppet Master, then the first 2 or 3 afterwards. But yeah, so I got this cool Full Moon Features released a box VHS edition of Tourist Trap. And there it is. From producer Charles Band and director David Schmoller, the team that brought you the contemporary horror classics Puppet Master and Crawl Space, comes Tourist Trap, widely recognized as not only one of the scariest horror movie of the 70s, but of all time. A quote by Stephen King, the film wields an eerie, spooky power. And
has anyone in the chat tonight, has anyone seen Tourist Trap? I mean, it's an older film. And I didn't think I had seen it. And then I rewatched it and I remembered, and this was a few years back, But I remembered it from being a kid. Like I remember it. Yeah, there's some really scary things that kind of stick with you, I think.
Yeah, remember just like the first, just the opening, the first one. There's I forgot the character's name. The guy goes in the little shack area, and the little pantry armoire type thing opens up, and all the knives and shoot out at him right into the wall. I remember Schmoller telling us how he did that in school, and I thought it was super cool. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like I watched, like we did watch it, but I was like completely forgot about it for years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a cool movie. It's a lot of fun. It's weird. It has that. I think someone else said that before we were chatting, but like it kind of has like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe, and not. I mean, it's different, but that like uncomfortableness to it,
right,
is like what I get out of it, which is really cool.
Yeah, so this box set is actually a uncut version. So there's a little story behind that, and I'm not 100% certain on the reason why the last version got cut, but I've heard some things, but I don't know how true they are. So, but either way, this is the uncut version. I actually think it's the real version, the first version. I think that the version you can buy on DVD, I believe, is this version. The first Blu-ray version, there was like 5 minutes cut out of it. And I don't know if that was on purpose or if it was on accident. I think it might have been on accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but again...
Brilliant marketing. They're like, hey, this is the uncut version.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but yeah, I heard some things. But, but yeah, so this is the uncut version, though, which is cool.
Yeah.
So it comes with the Mr. Slauson figurine.
Yeah, which I need to buy that just so I can have the figurine up in my room.
So in a traditional unboxing format, if I were to get critical, one thing the only downfall of this one, I was kind of bummed that it wasn't the Stranger Things hard shell VHS style,
right?
Like the ones you got at Target, because it said that was like the VHS collection edition. So I thought it was kind of like the pop shell.
Right, yeah, that
a little bit thicker.
Stranger Things had one that's exactly like. Actually, I have it on the shelf over there.
Oh, season 1 was like that.
I think.
No, was that?
I think it's season 1. Yeah. So it's.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I guess it is just a straight cardboard.
But they did do like a special. I believe they did do a
season 2 was the clamshell.
Yeah, which is much cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, the look of that's really cool.
No, for sure.
So are you gonna open that up and go through it and let us take a look at it, or are you just gonna?
All right, let's do it. So there's the back there. Let me position this. I'm on camera 2 now.
Somebody's asking for some horror, some scary movie recommendations. And look what people say. Ghost movie, Malicious. I don't think I've seen Malicious Christine. I'll have to check that out. Sean says Carrie is excellent. Carrie is excellent, Sean. You're right. It's better than Candyman. Because you don't like Candyman.
Sean said don't open it. Sean, I actually bought 2 of these. So I got one on my shelf that's sitting there, and I have this one that's open. This one has a little bit of a dent at the bottom, so yeah, I bought 2.
Yeah, you always got to buy 2. One to take out of the package and one to keep.
And normally I'm kind of 50-50. I think sometimes I leave stuff in the package. What's that?
Your volume just bumped up a little bit, but
I'm probably just talking loud.
Oh, he's excited. I'm sorry.
I'm just talking loud.
You got near the mic.
This is it.
Yeah,
I'm opening it, Sean.
There you go. Open it up. Sean, don't look. He's gonna open it up. It's funny. Like obviously you can see my toy collection around the room, and there's when I was younger. Obviously, I opened everything because I played with it because I was a kid. But then I got the collector stage where I was like, I'm going to keep it closed. But now it's just like, I just have to enjoy it. But some things I just think look cooler in the package. And that's the cool thing about that one is like, that's why it's cool to have to. Is the one in the package is a cool thing to just have on your shelf.
Ooh, it's nice and glossy. I think I've shown this thing 10 times on the box.
Yeah, just in case you haven't seen the box yet, there it is.
Yep.
Sean says you can hear it opening.
It's this mic, Sean.
Are you trying to open it carefully so that you don't ruin it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna rip it.
If you could see, yeah, he's opening it very carefully.
Mm-hmm. I'm a careful man.
So what all comes in that box? Do we already know?
So in the Tourist Trap Uncut Edition from Full Moon Features, what comes in the box is a Mr. Slauson action figure.
I love that. That's incredible.
That is cool.
Who played? Do you know who played Mr. Slauson?
Is it Chuck Connors?
I believe so. Yeah.
Producer Charles Band's 1979 shocker Tourist Trap is widely considered one of the scariest horror films of all time, and with good reason. Legendary actor Chuck Connors stars as Slauson, the telekinetic psychopath who lures young people to his ramshackle roadside attraction and unleashes an army of physically controlled mannequins and more upon the tormented teens. Now you can finally take Slauson home with this intricately designed mini replica of the madman himself, pocket size, built to terrorize.
That's awesome. They actually made
the quality is actually pretty good as far as the packaging is concerned.
Yeah, they made a series that, like, they have a Puppet Master one of those too that I have of the Blade figure. Sean says, yeah, the Rifleman, that's right. What was Don says you should tell everyone about how you guys are trying to play movies earlier. What were we doing? We're always trying to do something. So
and the Blu-ray and DVD combo. Super cool. I love the red cover.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a creepy mask, like the
mask is definitely creepy.
Yeah,
I meant to buy it one of the Halloween stores had it last year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they were like it's mannequins, right? And there was like a whole mannequin.
Yup, but his mask is he has the mask on. But yeah, the mannequins the first are the ones killing.
Nice.
Audio commentary by director David Schmoller. Interview with David Schmoller. So no, David was my film professor in film school, so I learned my tricks of the trade from him and other professors too. But yeah, David's definitely a good friend of mine, and he's now not living here anymore. But I'm sure I'll see him again sometime.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I know what you're talking about now, Don. Yeah, the other day, so when we were just chatting earlier about how we were, we've been uploading and doing some new films. We have Terror Tuesdays, which is kind of our traditional, where we all get together and hang out, and we have the time to do that. But then since we're uploading some new ones, we've been uploading them they've been going live at different times, usually one or two a day. As a matter of fact, I think I have one I can set up for tonight. But the other day we turned on the premiere features so that we could hop in the chat because we were able to. So we'll be doing that some more too. We should, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we just turn on the chat for all of them? And then that way whoever's around can jump in. I always feel bad if we're not, if I'm not able to, if we're working or something, but it's kind of fun to have the chat for you guys to hang out and chat. And then when we have time, pop in and say hi.
Yeah, I think showing different movies at different times is cool. I know some of you guys can't make them all. And I know all you guys want to try to make them all, but yeah. Sean said, ugh, now there are fingerprints on
it. Yeah. He says, we need a KOH show in Vegas. So we do. I can't wait till the world is not weird any longer and we can start doing shows again. It would be a ton of fun to do. I'll tell you this, in what is it? I think it's in October, or I don't know. I can't remember when they're doing the Days of the Dead here again, but it's coming up next year. But we'll have a booth there for sure. And Jasmine says Justin is such a teaser. You are a teaser, Justin.
Well, we opened it today.
Tell us about your toy, but you won't let nobody play with your toy.
I think I showed that like the first time we went live.
Yeah, we've went live like 9 times. You keep talking about that. You're going to open it. And then you give Sean a heart attack because you got to open it up and put your fingerprints all over it.
What's that over there, Mike?
What's what? My show and tell for today?
Yeah. What's Mike's show and tell?
Well, I want to. Are you done? Did you?
So yeah, let me just.
Everything?
Yeah, I'll just. So this was, if this is it though. It came with the Blu-ray DVD combo and the action figure and the cool box. So it's dope. I'm curious. I'm seeing the Blu-ray uncut version now, so I think I'll watch that this weekend.
Yeah.
The real version. And I always like seeing stuff from David on there. It's cool hearing him talk and stuff. Yeah, I learned a ton from that dude. So
yeah,
it's always fun, hearing him talk about Tourist Trap and Puppet Master, and he did the movies The Seduction. I forgot who's that actress? Morgan Fairchild.
Morgan Fairchild.
And so no, he has some cool 80s horror films under his belt. And,
Puppet Master is, I mean, everyone I think everyone in here has seen Puppet Master. I think that's a great one. That was one of the horror movies that was on repeat for me as a kid. Like I watched that a ton of times, the first one for sure, and then I watched all the other ones. Everyone says they love the chat, so yeah, we'll do the premiere feature for the releases when we do them, and we'll try to jump in as often as we can. But then that way you guys can hang out if we're not able to, and I think the chat thing's a lot of fun, and all you guys seem to be, everybody's so cool in there. We don't have to. It's awesome that we don't, that you guys just hang out and have a good time, and you get very little trolling in the chats, which is like the only concern that we have when we're not able to monitor it. But everybody's always really nice, and that's awesome. You guys do a great job, so thanks for doing that. So you were asking me what I had, and earlier when we were talking about Christmas movies that we loved, I have I don't even know how my camera works here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Right,
yeah, I think you're.
This is my Silent Night, Deadly Night action figure.
Tilt it up just a little bit. Hold it there. There you go. And tilt it more away from your screen. Towards me. There we go.
Look at that. All right. So, yeah, it's probably got a little glare on it. Sean, I'm debating opening this one. What should I do? Because I kind of want to open it, but I don't, it's not that I'm afraid that I don't want to open it. It's not that. It's just that I actually also really love just the way it displays, like hanging out on my wall. So I'm going to let Sean make the call as to whether I open this. You tell me.
Sean's going to tell you don't open it. I think he asked Sean because it's a safe bet.
No, I'll definitely open it. But yeah, you guys let me know if I should. And if not, it'll hang it on the wall.
Greetings from Alaska.
Hello, Mark. Thank you for joining us from Alaska.
It's sunny up there, huh, Mark?
It's getting a little chilly here in Vegas, but it's still pretty nice. Cosmo says, don't open. Sapphire, open it. Don't do it, Christine.
I'm with you, Sapphire.
Yeah, Sapphire is the only one. Everyone else is telling me don't. So I'll think about it.
I'll talk him into it before. We got a week before Christmas. We'll probably go live one more time before Christmas.
What's cool about it is I bought this off of a Facebook group. There's like a toy Facebook group. I did like a live show, but I had been wanting this one, but now I'm seeing on the back that he got it on sale for $14.47. I paid more than that. I don't know if you ever got to see that, but yeah, I paid the $30. So good for him, man. He made a little profit. I'm also happy with $30. So. Jasper says, Mike, don't open it yet. Open it on Christmas. That's a good idea. I should open it on Christmas. Maybe I will, and I'll take a picture of it and throw it up in the Facebook group. That's another thing, by the way. I have been neglecting the Facebook group a little bit. I get on there, I read and stuff, and we haven't been posting as much. We will do more, I promise. So.
Yeah, we're trying to up the social media game again. Trying to be a little more active, show you guys a little bit insight to our world, and the movies. We've been concentrating a lot on the movies, so I think that's kind of been taking a lot of the time up, and we'll be more active in there. You know what I would like, Mike?
What?
The Kings of Horror membership card, an actual card, like the old Blockbuster cards.
Like
a physical version of it.
I do too. I was looking.
And we sell them on the site.
Yeah, I was looking into having them made to see, if we could get them made, and if they'd be reasonably made. But yeah, I think that's fun.
I worked at Blockbuster in 2003 for the summer.
No, that's awesome.
Two months I worked there, and I would get for lunch. I would get Taco John's potato Olays. I probably told the story already.
Yeah, you can also let us know when we get repetitive, because in real life when we have conversations,
we never tell the same stories.
We keep telling each other, yeah.
It's like your dad telling you the same stories. Like my dad tells you the same stories.
Yeah, we're going to be like old guys that tell the same. So
no shit, I never heard this one. But no, I had my Blockbuster card, my membership card, for the longest time, and I had my name tag, the magnet. If you worked at Blockbuster, it wasn't a pin; it was just the magnet, and it was shaped as a sign. I treasured that thing, And I think during one of my moves, I think it got lost.
Well, maybe it'll turn up one day. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It got lost forever. Sapphire says, "Go ahead and open it. You know you want." I do actually want to open it. I just my room needs a little rearranging and cleaning up. We've been doing some.
Maybe we'll
stuff
do that
in there.
as that's a good proper. We'll make that its own. Maybe we can make that its own thing.
We'll see.
So what do you guys think? You know, yeah, we might do some. You might open it up now.
I might. Well, let's just keep talking and see what else is going on. Yeah. What I should do is rewatch Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then we should come and talk about it. We should all go rewatch it, and then the next time we come on live, we'll talk about it a little bit just to hang out, and then I will open it.
That's what we should do.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't even know. Don't encourage him to open it. I have a lot of stuff that's unopened. I have a really cool thing right here that's, I don't know if you guys remember the TV show V, but it's an action figure from V. It's old. It's pretty cool. And then I have, I guess I'll show you a couple of cool toys. I know that's what you guys are here for. Hold on a second.
So what is that? That's.
So this I bought. I bought a little while ago, but this was a toy that.
I'm gonna feed you the wide angle mic here.
All right.
Give you some light here.
This was a toy that one of my best friends had growing up, and I was so jealous. But it's the Freddy Max Effects action figure, and you like take him and you put on his mask and his glove and his, it's basically a doll for a boy. Yes, V was like with the alien lizards. That's right. And I kind of think, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Robert Englund the guy that played the one of the lizard guys in V, like the good one? I think. Do you remember, Justin? Yeah. I think it was. So yeah. So here's this thing. But yeah, this is a prize piece in my collection. I love this thing. What's cool is it had the back, and there was some other figures that they were gonna do. Frankenstein, Dracula, Freddy, and the Alien. I don't think they ever made any of the other ones. I think they just made this one. I know they didn't make the Alien, but I don't think they made any of the other ones. But yeah, that's just one of the toys I have over here. So I won't open this. I promise. Don says yes, it was Robert. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I'd love to go back and rewatch that. I think. Did they remake V? Didn't they do like another series of that, maybe? I feel like that was one of the movies they rebooted like 10 years ago or something. But she said, yeah, you spelled it right the first time, didn't you? Yeah, Robert Englund. Oh, Jasmine spelled it. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's watching, so he won't be upset with us. They're not toys, they're action figures. That's right, and they're definitely not dolls either. They're collectible.
The 12-inch ones, you could argue that they were.
No. No.
I remember a couple of my buddies.
You could argue.
Nah. I never had any of the 12. I had the 3-inch GI Joes, and a buddy of mine had a few 12-inch GI Joes.
Nice.
No, those were cool.
Yeah, I was more into the small GI Joes. Sean says remakes are like Christmas sweaters from your grandma. It's funny. I love, we're going to dive into that as we start doing our podcast, but I'm so on the fence of remakes. I don't hate them like a lot of people just hate them. There are some that I watch and I absolutely love. There's some that I watch that I like a lot, but they just don't live in the world of the original for me. And the one I always talk about is Fright Night. Like, the original Fright Night's one of my favorite movies, period. It's so fun. It's so cool.
Right.
It's just perfect in what it is. I don't hate the remake of Fright Night, but it's just not Fright Night to me. It's just a cool movie.
It's funny because I'm kind of like that same way with like the big kind of four of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I'm not. Well, I guess 3 out of the 4, and Halloween's my favorite. But I couldn't. First time I watched the first Rob Zombie Halloween, it definitely didn't like. I don't know. It definitely didn't feel. and I think I loved Halloween probably too much to where I couldn't appreciate it.
Right.
But like when I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it'd been years since I saw the original, and I'm like pretty like critical of some of that stuff. But I just kind of let myself enjoy it. I let myself enjoy the Friday 13th remake. Nightmare on Elm Street was kind of fun. I mean, like, I don't know. And again, I know a lot of people hated those films.
When they came out, I think I went through a phase where I definitely was like anti-remake, where I would get. What's weird is like I would be excited for the remake, like with the Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but I would give them like 0 passes. Like I would go and I would just pick it apart and not enjoy it. But now I do re-enjoy them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74 was her favorite. Jasmine says it is amazing. Mark says original Fright Night came out in 1985. Yeah, 1985 was a great year for mainstream horror. 80s horror is so fun. It's just so fun because it doesn't. We've talked about it, I know, before, but it's just like it has its own set of rules, and it can't be replicated today. Which I want it to be replicated some more because it's. I just love
I find a lot of the films that we get at Sin City Horror Fest, which is our film festival. I find a lot of the films there, and what I'm starting to see is that horror films now, on the independent level, I think have a certain quality about them that there's some type of like, there's all these people that are making independent horror now are all the people who loved the 80s horror, who grew up on 80s and early 90s horror. And so I think that kind of, it's not exactly the same thing, but I think I see a lot of that spirit in a lot of the films we have at our film festival. And it's not necessarily like the mainstream. I think mainstream horror is ebbs and flows, and it follows certain trends, and I don't necessarily think the mainstream horror sets any horror standard. I think the standards, definitely horror has been a genre that's been has never been set by like the mainstream. It's always been a low budget. They've always been low budget. That's like
Yeah, very few things. I mean, I guess you could say like, Scream changed some things when it came back. That was mainstream. But that comes from Wes Craven, who has
and that's a time period where it kind of did. Like I feel like that's a time. Yeah, Scream, and then then it was
I
like.
Also agree with you though, 100%. Like most of the stuff that we've seen recently, that are some of the biggest things that made some changes in horror that we all liked a lot. Were like I mean, it's not recent, but Blair Witch. There became found footage. That's a very independent film. Paranormal Activity, it follows. The Babadook, there's a lot of those movies that were independent, and then they did so well, then they went mainstream because they did well in festival circuit, or got really good reviews and stuff. But then it starts to shift the mainstream. It is interesting how like in the horror world a lot, which maybe that's the case across Hollywood, I don't know, but the independent stuff does really reflect in the mainstream a couple of years later.
Yeah.
It seems.
No, I watched that. I did watch Texas Chainsaw a couple weeks ago as I was working. Turn on the special features of that. The version I was watching was an old DVD version. I had the Steelbook version of that. And the documentary on there talked about the original crew on Texas Chainsaw, about how they were offered a certain residual. They were given points, thinking they were all going to do pretty well if the movie got sold, and it did get sold. It got bought. Everyone thought they were like, I was waiting on my check, I was like thinking that I was going to get some good money, and what happened was they were offered points off a smaller percentage of what so it was like points of points. It was percentages off percentages, and a lot of the original cast and crew kind of didn't financially get compensated for the first one, and it made a ton of money. It ended up making a lot of money, but they didn't see so there's a lot of dirt with the making of the first one.
I never heard that story. That's interesting though, but also unfortunate because I would imagine they must have knew they were going into it taking advantage. Like they knew that.
Well, what happened was I think the filmmakers themselves weren't like the producers and everybody, but when they sold it to the distribution company or a company that can your camera went off. A little delay here. We're figuring this out. I gotta figure that. That's my bad. It's not on Mike's bad.
I should be coming back real soon. And yes, it's definitely your. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't have as nice a camera as Justin has.
Let's
Right,
see.
I think I'm coming. Here I am. I'm back.
Cool.
Well,
But no,
we're on a
the
little delay.
the company they sold it to apparently was like involved in like kind of some like organized crime. They were kind of some bullies, I guess, what the deal was, and just things
I
like
did hear that somewhere.
the company that bought it like was involved involved in some shady stuff
Interesting.
on the side. So yeah, and then like the deal. So like none of the deals were renegotiated. No one said, "Man, oh, your deal's kind of crappy. Like let's give you guys some money." It was just like, "No, that's what you producers signed for your crew," and like
Right.
it was just kind of a weird, a documentary was pretty interesting, and
What was that documentary? Do you remember?
it was just on the actual Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it was the story, the story behind
Like one of the
Texas Chainsaw.
featurettes?
Yeah, and
That's what happens for opening your. I didn't open the action figure yet, but I probably will. Someone else said The Howling. Yes, The Howling is a lot of fun. Mark is naming off a lot of great movies in here. Fright Night, Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Reanimated. I have the Reanimated action figure up there too. Demons, Cat's Eye, yeah, Silver Bullet. So many. Those are all great films, by the way. I like Night of the Creeps. That was one I rewatched last year. That was a lot of fun. Have you seen Night of the Creeps, or have you watched it recently?
no.
It's a lot of fun. It's a very fun movie.
Yeah, I got to come up with a list. So I've pretty much seen every movie you can think of, besides like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You know,
Wait, you haven't, or you have?
I have. Seen.
Oh, I thought you said haven't.
No, there's a lot of films I haven't seen. So I think one of the things maybe we're gonna do for the new year would be kind of fun, is to do kind of a. They have this board. I don't know if you guys have seen it online. I've been seeing it online. I meant to tell you about it, but it's this poster that has like 100 greatest horror films on it. From like the 1920s to now.
And you saw 7 of them.
I think I've seen 4 of them. No. But you can scratch off. You see the movie and you scratch off like a lottery ticket. So you scratch off the movie poster, and then you have that poster, and it has all the movie posters.
Oh, I want that.
So I think maybe like at the new year, I could put on like my films I haven't seen.
All right.
We can do like a little thing.
I love it.
I think there's a lot of films you haven't seen, probably that I don't know about, but
no, there definitely
you have
are.
seen them.
And if there's some that I haven't seen in so long that it's like watching them again. So
Right.
I watched a ton of movies when I was 10 to 15, like a lot of just horror films back then. But like some of them that I know I seen, when I rewatch them, I'm like, it's like watching them for the first time. So that's cool. It looks like Sapphire's leaving. Sapphire, if you didn't already leave, have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and get some rest. American Werewolf in London is a lot of fun. That's another one that I watched a ton of times when I was a young kid. I think it was on HBO, so I used to watch it a lot.
Yeah, I just rewatched. I bought that a few weeks ago, and I was big into Rick Baker.
Yeah, let's pick a movie for Justin to watch. Let's find a movie that we're gonna make Justin watch before we go live again, so we can talk about that one. Have you seen Krampus?
I have not seen Krampus. Well, I was gonna say Krampus or Silent Night, Deadly Night. We could do.
You have to see Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I'll rewatch.
But I think there's part of me thinks that I've actually seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I think I definitely have not seen Krampus.
Krampus is really good. I really like Krampus.
Our buddy Drew's a big Christmas guy. Christmas horror.
Yeah, Drew's one of our partners in the film festival, and I have a short film on Kings of Horror, which I think we talked about before, but it's Best Christmas Ever, and Drew plays Santa in that short film. And his son plays the little boy, and his daughter plays the little girl. They're actually really good. Yeah, Krampus is amazing. Favorite werewolf movies? Yeah, American Werewolf in London, I think, is... It's another 80s horror movie. It's so weird and fun and cool and creepy, and it's... I don't know. I want to see more... 80s horror movies remade in an 80s fashion.
I know this is probably like I should know this, but I do not know this. When I was doing the whole thing with learning about Rick Baker and with American Werewolf in London, I didn't realize that his apprentice, and I forgot who the apprentice was, but was doing The Howling at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So he was working, and so like I think the productions of The Howling and American Werewolf in London were actually going on around the same time, and it was kind of a thing. So like, kind of like
That's
how
interesting.
Close Encounters and Star Wars were being made around the same time.
Right. That's awesome.
But
Also, I was listening to a podcast with Rick Baker. Gosh, I can't remember what podcast it was, but he talked about how he'd worked on King Kong, and he was actually in the King Kong suit. Did you know that?
I did. Well, I listened to the
heard the same
what podcast was it?
I can't remember, but it was really cool and really interesting. I don't know.
Oh, he was on. I think he was on Rogan.
No, it wasn't Rogan.
Rogan had him on.
Maybe I listened to. I had him on.
I listened to him on Rogan.
Yeah, I mean he's made his rounds because he's
a
legend. And probably told that story, but when I heard that story, it was really cool. It also made me like I had to like rethink it. I was like, is he that old? Like he doesn't. That King Kong movie just seems like it's generations ago, but it was when he was getting into the business at a young age, which is really really cool. Yes, we should all watch Krampus, Sean. I agree with you. We should all watch it. I wish we could get those. We're gonna try and do some more of that next year. Like for those of you that were able to join us the night that we did Quarantine, that was a lot of fun. We got some, we had Doug Jones on, which was really cool, and Jonathan Sheck and Robert Hall. It was really cool to get to talk to those guys, and we have some of the kind of cut downs from that we're allowed to replay. But it would be fun to try and see if we can get the rights to show, some bigger films, even if it's a one-time like kind of party night. We'll look into that some more next year and see what we can do.
Yeah.
Garfield with Bill Murray was scary. Yeah, it was kind of scary. He said The Howling would probably... Yeah, that was a really cool transformation. So, was Rick Baker... You say Rick Baker didn't do The Howling?
No, his apprentice did.
Okay. Yeah, because it's really good effects.
Again, someone correct me, but I'm pretty sure the deal was that Rick Baker was doing American Werewolf in London, and I can't think of his apprentice's name, and I could be butchering the story here, but I'm pretty sure that they were filming at the same time.
Yeah, they might have been. I know they're similar. I mean, they came out nearly the same time. What did Don say? Sean, we should go with the one that has plaid in it. Yeah. I think we are gonna make we gotta make a plaid Kings of Horror T-shirt for all of us to wear.
Do we need a plaid logo too?
We should have a plaid temporary logo, like the same thing that we have here in the middle, and instead of the red, it would be like a plaid circle. That would be fun. That would be just for you, Sean. By the way, earlier when a couple of you guys were saying that you liked the logo, thank you for that. Yeah, I think it's fun. We're trying to kind of simplify things a little bit. It's got the crown on the horror. It says Kings of Horror. Mark
says Rick Baker started it, then switched to American Werewolf in London. Okay.
All right, there we go. Thanks,
nice.
Mark. Thank you.
So there was, I had some stuff kind of.
Who was his? Are you talking about what's his name?
If you look it up, it'll be on there.
Yeah, if I just Google it, if I use the technology of today in the Google, Rick Baker. What else were we going to talk about tonight? I know we had an agenda. We always say, okay, listen, before we go live, write down a few topics that we can start talking about, and then it just all goes off the rails once we start. Justin, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. You know what you should show after you look that up is the
Dick Smith. I think he was Dick Smith's apprentice. Yeah, I think Rick Baker was Dick Smith's apprentice. I feel like I heard. I don't know. I just heard a conspiracy theory recently. Not that
no, don't do this. Don't say conspiracy theory in front of a microphone.
Not any of that. Like we only talk about fun stuff here. But I heard from someone who told me a story that there was apparently the original Bigfoot footage, the Patterson Gimlin footage, that there's some connection to John Landis and Rick Baker. That there's a story that goes around that potentially
they're saying Rick Baker's apprentice also did the thing. So it is Rick Baker's apprentice who did that apparently, but I guess he did the thing too. Who's
this
name?
poor guy's done like amazing work, and we either can't remember his name or we're not We'll find it in just a
So
minute.
so I cut you off. Bigfoot.
Mike Reed. Yeah, so I heard someone was telling me a story about how that like there's I don't know if it's in Hollywood that the story goes around. And I did Google it and I was able to find a couple of small articles, but there was like one of the stories about that original Bigfoot footage was that it was I think like a test suit from Planet of the Apes, I think is what it said. And that Landis and Baker were somehow knew about it, or so I don't know. But it was interesting. I have no idea how untrue that is, but it was just interesting to hear.
Right. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. After Jaws, no ocean for me. Yeah, it's weird. Jaws scared me. I had a pool in the backyard, and I'm still scared of that for a little while. I'm trying to find. Yeah, I can't. We'll figure that out. We'll find out who it was. Rob Bottin. That's exactly who it was, Mark. Thank you. Yes, Rob Bottin. I knew that I knew the name, but we're exposing ourselves. Christine, if you read above, you mentioned Bladford. Yeah, you guys are talking about Plaid. You're getting the chat all worked up, man. People are getting nervous.
You know, it's funny when we have the Terror Tuesdays. Some of the filmmakers, it's like you guys will start talking about Plaid, and I don't think some of the filmmakers, either producers, they're like, well, they don't get it at first. There's just silence.
Yeah.
And then about 15, 20 minutes in, someone will like kind of start to fill them in a little bit. But it's kind of funny to kind of the last movie we had the writer, director, and producer on.
Yeah. And everybody gets involved though once they hear about it. Then everybody has fun with it and keeps talking.
What was the? It was the Talon Falls.
Talon Falls.
With the Shreve. What was his name? Well, the writer director was
Joshua
Shreve.
Yep,
Josh Shreve. He was talking about. He's like, well, there's no plaid in there, but there's. He's like, I was wearing plaid every single day on set, so.
Twizzlers, yes, it's Twizzler time for Sean. Sean, if you haven't made any bets in here, I haven't seen you betting a lot in the last bit of Terror Tuesdays. Which actually, I don't think you were able to go to Terror Tuesdays last week because that one was North America only. We had rights for. I think of the next 14 films that we have set up for Terror Tuesdays, I think that there's 2 or 3 that are not worldwide, so we won't leave you out again. Sorry. But yeah, I haven't seen your usual betting self. We do adore Sean. We adore all of you guys. Anybody that'll sit here and listen to us talk and repeat stories, you're okay in our book.
Twizzlers makes me think of the being in the theater.
All right, which ones? Twizzlers are Twizzlers.
Twizzlers are the good ones.
Is it Twizzlers or Red Vines? I know Sean is a Twizzler guy. Apparently, you're a Twizzler guy.
Well, so I'm a Twizzler guy, but on productions, on sets, Red Vines is what everyone uses on sets. So it's because Red Vines come in the big plastic tub.
Okay.
And it's cheap. Like,
some
people love, like, some people like Red Vines is the thing for them. So
they have a whole different consistency.
It's a different thing. I'm a Twizzler guy. It's a little bit thicker, a little richer. You know, it has just a little bit something else. But the Red Vines
waxier and chewier. And
the richness of the red in Twizzlers.
Which one is the? Do you know what I'm saying? Like the consistency. One is like a kind of a waxier, like you kind of like rip it. The other one.
That's Twizzler.
That's the Twizzler.
Well, no. Red Vine. You're thinking of Red Vine. Red Vine's kind of like the dollar store version of Twizzler. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've had either. We'll have to do a taste test of Red Vines and Twizzlers next time. I'll get them set up. We'll blindfold Justin, and we'll see if he really knows the difference between Red Vines and Twizzlers. I know the difference. I just don't know which is which.
Well, I know the difference. I just don't know which one you're thinking about. But I think the chewy ones. I mean, because they're both chewy. They're both licorice.
Yeah.
Twizzlers are dark, and they have a kind of a flat bottom, and they kind of have a shape to them. Red Vines are actually like, you know what you're thinking of? Red Rope.
I'm not thinking of Red Rope. Red Rope's that's like Nips. Nips are just chopped up versions of the Red Rope, if that's even what it's called.
Nips or Nibs are Twizzlers.
Oh wait, we got a game going on here that we've missed out on. I bet if the next horror film has no plaid, I'll post myself in. Sean, you got to bet. I don't know if it does or doesn't, but I want to see you post yourself in full plaid. You didn't dress up as a plaid slasher for Halloween, and I did, and John did, and was it Dawn maybe also? I know there's a few of you guys that did. But Sean, I think maybe Sean said did you make a costume or something and something the mechs got broken or something? I can't remember. I feel like I hear that now. Anybody try putting a Twizzler inside a pizza or a burrito? No, but I know that I used to try to use my Twizzler or my Red Vine, whichever one, I can't remember, as a straw. Like when I
did
soda.
use mine as a straw. I think Red Vine would work better as a straw.
So Red Vine is the waxier one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was asking.
No, and I said that. I think it was Red Vine.
Okay.
But yeah, Twizzler has just a little more flavor to it, man.
I'm a Twizzler guy then, because I like the less waxy one.
And Red Vines, I think they only come in the tub.
I actually have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what way it is.
But it's one of those things where you're on set and you kind of just like.
Yeah, it's a nice craft thing.
You walk by it, you grab one, you walk by it, grab another, and you're just like, you ate 40 Red Vines.
Don says, I don't post pictures, but I wear plaid flannel shirts a lot in the winter. Okay, yeah, I do too. I wear a lot of plaid flannel, and I used to not post pictures very much, but apparently that's what we do now. I made one and it broke when I fell down the stairs. When you fell down the stairs, Sean? I know it had broken, but I didn't know you fell down the stairs. I hope you're all right. Yeah, be careful, man.
You got to show dangerous. You got a Sin City trophy here?
Man, we just gave ours to Tony. No, I don't have a finished one.
There's one right there.
Is it a finished one, though? Yeah, we were just getting ready to send out our Sin City trophies to the filmmakers who won awards during the Sin City Horror Fest.
Pretty close. I mean, and it's alternate. But show the audience. So these are the trophies from Sin City Horror Fest. We just got these done.
This isn't the finished version, though. This is like a prototype. But this is it. You understand, like, it turns. Which I thought these bases were really fun. But then it has, like, there's a sticker that goes on here that says the Sin City Horror Fest in the year.
I'll raise it up.
Sorry.
There you go.
And then also we get their nameplate. But we'll put some pictures of those up shortly so that you can see the finished versions. But yeah, they were fun to do, and we're really grateful that we were able to do Sin City Horror Fest on Kings of Horror, and that all you guys hung out and watched with us. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that was good. Hopefully next year we're definitely going to have some more films on from Sin City on there. I think we might have a live version too, but yeah, we'll have.
Sean says he broke his leg. Sean, we had no idea. I'm sorry, man. I'm glad you're okay, but I hope our costume contest wasn't the reason why. But we're glad you're okay, and we're sorry that your mask broke. But the mask breaking is kind of cool. Like, I feel like if you glued it back together, it'd make it even like creepier look. Feels like something that would happen in a horror movie.
The return, yeah, it's the sequel now. Now you're on the sequel.
Yeah,
you've returned.
Yeah, glue that mask together and put it back on. We'll see it. But yeah,
Plaid Slasher Part 2.
The city's okay. It was a lot more embarrassing than anything else. Yeah, I'm a bit clumsy. I've definitely fallen and embarrassed myself many times.
So, before we go in a little bit, I want to ask kind of you guys, ask the viewers, just because I am curious. I don't know how many of you guys have been to the movie theater. If you can't even go to the movie theater where you're at, I haven't not been since this whole thing started. Actually, I don't think I've been in the movie even before March. I don't think I was at the theater this year.
Yeah, we're taking it for granted. Didn't know it was going to go away.
But
hi, Rita.
What are some of the non-Kings of horror films you guys been watching, either at a theater or on home on demand? Just kind of curious on what everyone's watching out there. So.
Yeah, I've been watching so many horror movies at work that I haven't been watching that many off the clock. But there's a handful I know that I really want to watch. So I gotta get my list down too. But now we're talking about old stuff too, and now I'm like, especially during Christmas time, I'd like to get back and watch a handful of Christmas horror films before Christmas. So Silent Night, Deadly Night, that's homework for both of us. Anyone else who hasn't watched it, watch it, or hasn't watched it in a while, let's watch it. And we'll go live again next week and chat about that one.
Yeah. Hello, Rita. So sweet.
Christine says she's gonna make a horror plaid short film just for Sean. That's awesome. Who was it? Was John? John was working on a short film. I think he was telling us. Yeah, we haven't. Was John on for Terror Tuesdays last week? Did you see him in the chat?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I chatted with John for a little while. So hopefully all is well with John, and hopefully he's working on a short film.
I don't know. It's been a few days. I don't remember.
Yeah, our old brains are just not what they used to be.
Yeah. Jimmy Kennedy. What's the movie Jimmy Kennedy where he goes on a rampage?
Oh, Buddy Hutchins.
Buddy Hutchins.
Yeah, that one we released recently. Did you guys like that one? I thought it was cool. It was fun. It was a little bit of falling down, a little bit of Jamie Kennedy, but I enjoyed that one.
TBN Network. What am I missing there?
Are we gonna do a top 10 movie review for the new year? We should do a top 10 movie review.
That one, we'll probably do. We'll probably bring Mark on for that too.
Yeah.
Mark's a little bit more current with some of the films that are coming out.
Mark's very current.
Yeah. So we'll bring Mark on for our top 10 review. I think we'll probably end up doing. He might do like a top 20 or something like that.
Well, Mark did a really cool. Actually, he does that in October, and that was we were able to we aired the first one, and he had the rest run on his channel, on his own channel. So if you guys like Mark's reviews, and you definitely should follow his channel. It's cool. It's Emma Miller Frights. Most of the stuff we get on our channel too, but like for that one, he did like a daily review for the whole month of October. He used to write those, I believe, for the Ain't It Cool News when he worked there, and then. But he did like a movie, I want to say it was like the top 30 movies, 31 movies. So, yeah, we'll bring him back on. He'll be on with us again shortly, and we'll talk about. But we'll do our top 10s too. Movie I Got This. You need to do a top 10 KOH. We do need to do a top 10 movies on KOH. That's what we need to do. Our top 10 favorite movies that we have on the channel.
You'll do a list. I can do a list.
Okay.
Then then we can kind of have some different movies on there.
Yeah, you guys do a list. Go into that film club and give us your top 10. We want to see what your guys' top 10s are too.
So how many of you guys, I'm sure all you guys would love it, because I would love it. But one of the things that I've been wanting to do is we have a classic film section, classic and cult film section on our channel. And there's a lot of good films on there. And Dementia 13, Francis Ford Coppola's first movie is on our channel. And I'm going to kind of bring those out and kind of showcase some of the old classic films a little bit. We got Night of the Living Dead on there, but maybe do some type of classic cult midnight watch party, or do some relaunches, or something where we can kind of reinvigorate or watch those together. But yeah, if you guys haven't explored the channel that much, we do have some old cool classic films on there on that playlist.
I Got This asked, what is the best KOH movie? Ooh. There's some really good movies. We do have some really good movies. We've got some fun stuff from a lot of really talented filmmakers.
If you guys haven't seen Talon Falls, which I know most of you guys probably were at this. I know most of you guys were there last week. That's, just because it's cool in my head. That's fun. They did a very good job in that movie. They filmed that with a Canon 60D. Cameras we're shooting on now, well, similar, and he was saying pretty low budget, but done really well. And I want to go there. I want to go to that haunted house.
Yeah, apparently it's a real like amusement park.